Welcome to a demonstration of the Death and Taxes Action Staff, which is a tech demo for the Death and Taxes multiplayer online game. This is the primary time system of the game, which all other systems will be built on. We've spent a lot of time to get this right, and I'm extremely excited to show off what we have so far. You may remember from our first look video, we introduced the concept in its rough state as seen here. You'll see the character throws a jab in real time, then cues an action up for 3 seconds in the future, moves around for a bit, and lands the blow. I'm very excited to show our progress on the action staff system. The visuals in the demo may not be exciting, but the tech we've built is the basis for everything in D&T. The action staff is very near and dear to my heart. It is an extremely unique element that I have not seen in any other game that has come before it. Instead of your typical RPG, where a player goes through a rotation of spells and abilities, 1, 2, 3, 4, and when one is off cooldown, do it all over again, the action staff plays out like a musical staff, playing a symphony of spells and actions of you, your allies, and your target. Instead of playing checkers with twitchy button mashing based only on timers, we want you to play chess, planning moves in the future, combining them with allies, and countering your enemies. Let's jump right into it. What you'll see on the screen here is a mock-up of the action staff from the point of view of two different players. What we call player 1 is represented by the portrait in the top left and the topmost line on the action staff. Below player 1 are his allies, each with their own line on the action staff. Finally, at the bottom, you see the target of player 1 with his portrait on the right and his line on the action staff at the bottom. Next, in the large box on the right, we see the action staff from player 2's point of view. Player 2 has one ally visible and a target. The action staff is bracketed by a bar on the top and bottom, which represents time from 5 seconds in the future, as indicated by the marker on the far right, to real time, as indicated by the marker in the middle, and 5 seconds in the past, here at this marker all the way on the left. Either player can perform actions in real time, much like you would in any other game, by hitting the hotkey for that action, 1 through 4. You will see that the action shows up on both players' side of the action staff, starting in the center of the action staff, which represents time 0, or the present. When an action hits time 0, it happens in-game. As the action falls off to the left of the staff, it moves toward -5 time, or 5 seconds in the past, giving a representation of what has already occurred. Now, here is where the action staff shows off its true uniqueness. If players want to plan ahead in the future, they can queue their actions for up to 5 seconds in advance. This provides a base benefit of increasing the output of the action by 5% for each second queued, but it also does much more. By casting the actions in the future, either myself or my allies can build off those actions. I can queue an action for 5 seconds in the future by hitting Shift 5, and you see how the token with the icon shows up on the far right of the action staff. Then, as the rune falls to the present, I have the options of what I can do next. Perhaps, while the action queues up, I want to do a basic thrust attack, or 2, in real time. By queuing either the action or an upcast in the future, I can combine the upcast and the action to create a new spell, which in future functionality will be visually represented on the action staff. Or I can even wait for the rune to fall to +1 time and then add an upcast rune at the last second so as not to show my plans to my opponent. If an enemy is targeting player 1 when he chooses to do any of these things, the enemy can get an idea of what the player plans to do and queue up his own actions. Party members can view what their allies are doing and target each other to upcast friendly spells, and enemies can strategize around what is coming or go for the counter. This has been a quick demonstration of the action staff for the Death and Taxes multiplayer online game, and how it will work from the perspective of multiple players. I cannot wait to see the crazy stuff players will be able to do in-game with this system. We still have a lot of work to do, So if this demonstration has piqued your interest, please follow us on social media at Red Tiger Pro and follow our Kickstarter pre-launch for Death and Taxes. Links in the description below. Thank you. Bye.